Hello everybody. So today's video, sorry, I haven't been really feeling myself lately, and I haven't really been I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe. I'm mentally and physically not the best. Physically, I'm tired constantly. Mentally, I'm just kind of all over the place. Just really haven't been feeling that well. But today I'm back to the normal every week video, but I've come up with a pretty good idea. Thought of it while I was laying in bed, maybe about no, not 6 days ago, probably about 4 or 5 days ago, and I think it's a good idea. I think that since there are so many different types of hallucinations, right? You got visual hallucinations, you have auditory hallucinations, you have tactile hallucinations, you have olfactory hallucinations. Not sure if that's how you say it, and another one that I can't think of right now. So each video that I'm going to be doing within the next few weeks, it's going to be related to that type of hallucination and the experience I had with that type of hallucination. Now, I have experienced, I think, every single one of the different types of hallucinations. I'm not 100% sure though. I just know I've had visual, I've had auditory, I've had tactile, and I've had olfactory. I honestly can't think of the other one right now. So, yeah, so today's video, obviously, as you can tell by the title, is visual. Now, I'm going to be talking in depth with my experience with visual hallucinations. Also, the last two videos I made were singing videos, covers. I don't know if a lot of people are very interested in that or not. But if you would like to go check those out, go check them out. So, what is my cat doing? Alright, so visual hallucinations. Now, I've had visual hallucinations my entire life almost, or at least as long as I can remember. I'm very fuzzy when it comes to time and ages, because I can't. It's hard for me to remember, my hallucination. I mean, not my hallucinations. The age of what, or my age is when I had those hallucinations. I'm gonna say probably ever since I was 5 years old. I remember laying in my mom's and dad's room, sleeping in there, because I was terrified, as per usual. I don't know. I was a very paranoid and very scared kid of these sorts of things because I was having hallucinations. I was having voices. I was ever since I was a kid. Don't know why. Um, from anything that I can remember at that age, I didn't have any traumatic experiences whatsoever. It just kind of randomly happened. I really can't explain it. I honestly don't know why I've been having hallucinations ever since I was a child. Um, Now, at that age, I was only having auditory and visual hallucinations. I wasn't having tactile, at least not that I can remember, or olfactory, if that's even how you say it. I honestly don't know how to say it, so I'm sorry. Um, so, visual hallucinations, at that age, I was hallucinating skeletons. I was hallucinating those quite often. I was very terrified, because my hallucinations for some reason are things that I am terrified of. And at that age, I was very terrified of skeletons. And I was very um, just terrified of those things. And I don't really know. It's kind of all fuzzy for there that I can remember. It's just kind of a fuzzy area. I just know because it was very traumatizing to me, is having those types of hallucinations, and I'm I don't know why. I just as a kid, my mind was just, I had a very interesting mind when I was a kid. Um, Very overactive imagination. Always just, my mind was just always going, and just, I don't know. It's very hard to explain because at that age I'm very young. So I was hallucinating skeletons. Also was hallucinating ghosts or big, ghastly figures. I don't remember how many times I hallucinated that big, like, ghost, because I know you guys have maybe seen the video I was talking about, um, with that big ghastly figure. I mean, it was about the size of, or at least the length or the width of this room. It was almost that big. And it was very terrifying. It kept coming towards me, coming towards me. And I know this wasn't. This was not. What is it called? My cat is so annoying. What is it called? Sleep paralysis. I know it wasn't that because I wasn't sleeping. I just got into bed and it happened. I wasn't asleep or anything like that. I wasn't having sleep paralysis. I don't even remember having sleep paralysis that much as a kid. I mean, I'm sure I had it, but I can't really remember it. My cat is so annoying. Earlier I was downstairs with my parents and I let my cat downstairs. I have a dog, and this cat does not do well with other animals. Surprisingly, she's scared of my dog. My dog is like a huge. I don't want to say the P word. You know what I mean. Puh. I don't want to get demonetized. All right. So yeah, I don't know. Where was I? I always get sidetracked. So it wasn't sleep paralysis. It wasn't anything like that. I just know. And at that age, I wasn't really hallucinating anything else. At least not that I can remember. My hallucinations, visual hallucinations, they seem to be things that are dead. This entire illness of mine, schizophrenia, schizoaffective, whatever they have me as right now. It was schizophrenia for a while. Now they're kind of making it seem I have schizoaffective disorder, depressive type, but I don't know. I mean, it's so weird. The diagnostic system is just very weird and very stupid in my opinion. It's like they don't even really know, or they don't even really care to know. I don't know. It's just weird. So around that age, I was hallucinating skeletons. I was hallucinating ghosts. Nothing else I could remember. And then I don't know what age I was, I don't remember what age I was. I know I was older. I wasn't 5-6 years old. I was probably like 9, 10, 11. That's when I started hallucinating dead girls. Now, you see dead girls in horror movies all the time. Creepy dead girls, like the girl from The Ring. That is what I hallucinated for a long time. And other dead girls, just that didn't have any correlation with anything else. Just dead things. And that was probably around the age of 10, 11, maybe a little younger. I honestly don't remember. Like I said, I'm really bad with time and my age. I sometimes forget how old I am. I am 21 years old. I always think, am I 21, 22, or 20? So I always forget my age sometimes. My memory is not the best, but then we'll also get into other things. Now, I don't want to do any spoilers because with the other types of hallucinations that I deal with, a lot of these visual hallucinations have to deal with the other types, tactile, olfactory, those sorts. So I don't want to spoil it because I want to obviously be doing it in another video. I've also hallucinated dead animals, dead animal bodies. What else have I hallucinated? Just regular looking girls, regular looking people, that you can't even tell is not real. I remember one time driving, and I wasn't driving, I was in the car with my mom. I was driving, and then we were on the highway. So we're going pretty fast, and then all of a sudden I see a guy who's in a suit and a hat. Obviously I didn't know if it was real or not. And I looked, and I was like, oh my god, what the hell is that? Because, hallucinations sometimes, visual hallucinations sometimes really catch you off guard because you don't really know if it's real or not, because it's really hard to really tell if it's real or not. I'll also be talking about that in a second, is about the things I hallucinate, and people always ask, is it really vivid? Is it sometimes, is it hard to tell if it's real or not real? So I hallucinated that person, looked, and I was like, I was really confused. I was like, why is there a guy in a suit and a fedora hat, on the highway walking? And I was like, there's no way if it's real. So I looked back again and not there. So I was like, oh, okay. Not real. Nothing to worry about. There's no person on the highway that is that is just walking, who's in a full suit and a hat. So, yeah, those are about the things I've hallucinated. I've hallucinated a lot of stuff in my life, and the most recent one was, or the most like terrifying recent one was when I had that sleep paralysis. And the girl, I couldn't see her face. Obviously, I couldn't see her face. I don't know why. Her hair was kind of in the way. Her hair was short though, so I don't know why I could. I don't know if she was looking away from me. It's very hard to remember. And she started crawling towards me, but for some reason I couldn't put a face to it. So I'm going to talk about is visual hallucinations. Are they vivid? Are they faint? Are they those sorts of things? You know, um, in my experience, most of the visual hallucinations I've had have been very vivid, and you cannot tell if it's real or not. Well, obviously, you can tell if it's real or not, depending on what it is. If it's just a regular person, obviously you're not going to know if it's real or not because it's kind of hard to determine if someone looks completely normal. And I've had a few of those to where I'm like, I don't know if that's normal or not. And sometimes I've had very faint hallucinations where they're kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see them kind of like a ghostly figure, like a shadow, something like kind of gray, kind of almost see through. You could like that, and it's just very hard to. I know a lot of people have had hallucinations that, or at least most people with schizophrenia have had hallucinations that are very vivid, very vivid, and I will say that in my case they are very vivid. Sometimes they'll last. I'll talk about that too. Visual hallucinations last. Sometimes back in the day when I didn't have medication, or at least when I was 5 or 6 years old, the hallucinations only last for about like 10 seconds. Sometimes about 5 seconds. And then when I was older, hallucinations would last up to 30 minutes, up to an hour sometimes. And another thing that's very weird about visual hallucinations, with me at least, is I can feel them when they're about to happen. I don't know if a lot of people have that. It's kind of like a sixth sense. It's kind of weird. You can just feel hallucination happen, or you feel something bad or something weird is going to happen. It's just a very thing. I mean, it's a very weird thing with me. Is I know a lot of people who have talked to me say they have that too. It's kind of a weird thing. You feel hallucination coming, and you know where it's going to be. At least with me, but that doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes I'm caught off guard because I don't really know. Sometimes I'll know when it's coming. So yeah, hallucinations for me are always very vivid, always very scary. My theme with all these hallucinations, are very scary and very traumatizing. At least when I was a kid, not so much anymore. I'm kind of used to it. I'm on 400 milligrams of Seroquel. Knocks me out a lot of the time. That's why I've been feeling physically not very well. I've been sleeping way too much. So I've been having a lot of problems with the medication. I'm not very stressed. I'm not very stressed out. So I'm having a lot of problems with the medication, but it's just tiredness, and obviously my shaking is very bad still. But yeah, so that's about it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like. Subscribe if you want to. I make a video every week. All of my social medias are down in the description below if you want to come follow me on any of those. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys look forward to the other hallucinations I'll be talking about. Auditory, tactile, stuff like that. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye everybody.